I am Ian Hunter from Belfast Cookery School. Now, our meal for two this week is a rather special one. With Halloween approaching, today's meal for two is based on a class in the Cookery School, Festival de los Muertos, okay, Festival of the Dead. So we've got some amazing South American dishes today to celebrate Halloween. To begin with, now, this one is really easy, guys. So to begin with, we're having a classic Peruvian dish called ceviche. Now, in this little container here, I have some amazing fresh fish. Now, the key to amazing ceviche is your fish has to be super fresh. So we've got some sea bream, some cod, and some scallops. Now, these are in lime juice, salt, with a little bit of serrano chili in there, some radish, and some coriander. Now, these, believe it or not, are actually cooked. Even though they're not, there's no heat placed on the fish, they are cooked with a process called denaturization. Okay, so that's all the science part of it. They're actually cooked with the acid of the lime and the salt cures. This fish is actually cooked. Now, pretty much all done for you guys. What you're getting in your starter pack is this lovely ceviche, or tostadas, which are already cooked as well, some little chili oil, some fresh scallions and dill, and some mustard cress. So really, you just have to put this first dish together. So, for ceviche, just give it a little mix together. Anybody that has been to a restaurant at taqueria will know this dish very well. So we're just spinning it into the bowl. So again, you can see the colour of this beautiful fresh fish that it is actually cooked. So scallops, sea bream, cod, a little bit of heat in there as well. So for serrano chilies, there's a little bit of heat in there. Some lovely salad radish, fresh herbs, yellow pepper. So just spoon that in. So this is chili infused rapeseed oil. Just a little bit over the top, and that gives it a fine little kick of heat. A little sprinkle of black pepper. A little pinch of salt. And some mustard cress. Okay, and a little wedge of lime just on the side. So everything you see here, guys, will be in your pack. Very easy was that for you to start with this amazing dish. So we have beautiful ceviche and our tostadas. So that is your starter, ready and good to go. How to eat. So this is a really super sharing dish. So we have our tostadas. Some of your beautiful fresh ceviche, a little bit of the cooking juice, a little squeeze of lime, pick up and eat. All those flavours, excuse me for speaking with my mouth full, but those flavours, instant hit of flavours, absolutely sensational. So guys, that is your starter done and good to go. Thank you. Okay guys, so after your beautiful ceviche, we're going to go on to the main course now. Now again, I'm going to simplify it for you as much as I can, break it down into three sections. So we're going to begin with our lovely flat iron steak. Now, talk a little bit about this first. So the flat iron steak, you might not have heard of this as much as say your sirloins or your ribeyes, but this is a sensational cut of meat. Now this is from the shoulder of the beast, okay, and is absolutely full of flavour. You tend to get muscles that are used more in the beast has more flavour, and this is no exception. Now, the only downside of that is I wouldn't really want to cook this steak beyond medium, okay? So if you cook it on medium well, definitely well done, it will tend to be a bit on the chewier side. But medium rare, even rare, absolutely sensational flavour. So, butchers have this, guys, flat iron steak, sometimes called the oyster blade steak or the Butler Steak, because it was a cheaper piece of meat. It was often given to the butlers, hence the Butler Steak. Now, we are going to serve this today with an absolute classic Argentinian barbecue sauce. Okay, so this is Chimichurri sauce. Now, used as a marinade, used as a condiment, as a dipping, and used in cooking as well. And we're going to use it for all three of those. Now, when I'm doing the classes in the cookery school, I always like to give a little bit of history about the food. Classic Argentinian barbecue sauce, but in fact invented by an Irishman, a guy called Chimichurri. Okay, so you can see where it's going here. Chimichurri, Jimmy McCurry. Now, Jimmy McCurry served with the Argentinian forces in the 19th century and fancied himself as a bit of an amateur cook. So, whenever they're out in the jungle, roasting off pigs or whatever they found. Jimmy came up with the ingredients he had round, so we had some chilies. So we've got chilies in here, oregano, a bit of shallots, red wine vinegar. Put this together and he came up with chimichurri sauce. Now the indigenous Argentinians couldn't say Chimichurri, so they just called him chimichurri, and hence that's how chimichurri sauce came to be about. Now, what we're going to do first, guys, is get this beautiful sauce. Okay, so it's parsley, oregano, garlic, chili, olive oil, red wine vinegar. Now the red wine vinegar is very important. Vinegar along with salt is a natural flavour enhancer. The only two, in fact, natural flavour enhancers. Okay, so that's just a little quick marinade of the meat. Your pan must be on a high heat, guys. So this is up at 9, which is the highest setting. Whatever your highest setting is at home. A little splash of rapeseed oil. We're going to wait till this pan is nice and hot. So you should never put beef or indeed any protein into a cold or warm pan. It'll start to boil, so it has to be really nice and hot. Also, good seasoning of salt. Okay, so salt, not pepper. As I say, salt is a natural flavour enhancer with vinegar. Pepper is a spice, so pepper doesn't enhance a natural flavour. It just makes it taste peppery, which isn't a bad thing. So we're going to add a little bit of pepper after. If we add pepper before into a hot pan, because it's a spice, it would burn, guys, and send your steak a little bit better, okay? So pan nice and hot. And gently, when you're going in, always drop your steak away from you, okay? So I'll give you a little demonstration out of the pan. Just gently drop it away like that. You want to drop it towards you in case you get splashed with oil. You want to hear that sizzle? And in we go. Now, doesn't that look beautiful? Just cooking away now with these lovely herbs and spices. So we're going to cook this in a really hot pan for 2 to 3 minutes either side, and that is it. You want to get a nice colour on it. Okay guys, so we'll get a nice colour on it. Rare there. 1 or 2 minutes. Okay guys, now just give it a little press, okay? That is a perfect rare to medium rare, okay? So we're going to let it rest. So onto a little rack, and while it's resting, get some more of your Chimichurri sauce, chimichurri, just over the top, and this will just absorb all that flavour into it. Now, why do we rest our steaks or any meat, guys? Well, 2 main reasons, okay? Every cut of meat is a muscle. So you introduce the protein into the hot pan, it will immediately tense up like a muscle. So you imagine you tense your bicep and it's really hard. That is what that lovely steak is like now. It's all tensed. So the first reason we let it rest is to let that muscle relax so it's nice and tender. The second reason, when we're cooking it, all the heat is forcing the moisture into the center of the steak. So again, if we served it now and cut it, all that moisture would run out, leaving with a dry, chewy steak. So the second reason why we let it rest is to let the moisture in the center flow back out to all the bits of the steak, so you have a nice, juicy steak. Okay, now, while it's resting, we should get on with our 2 sides, okay? I'm going to serve a beautiful salad with it. Cactus and charred corn, and a beautiful refried beans, okay? So just Set it aside resting, so you want to rest that for a minimum of 5 minutes, 10 minutes maximum, and don't worry about getting cold, that will retain its heat while we get our side orders ready. Okay guys, so while the steak's resting, we're going to make our beautiful salad. Now, with that richness, protein of the steak, you need something a little bit of light, a little bit of citrus to cut through that. So, we have got some beautiful sweet corn here, and actually some cactus paddles. So what I've done, I've charred these in the pan to bring out a little bit of the natural sweetness. Now cactus, for you who have not had it before, is beautiful, like almost like a courgette flavour. So into the bowl, we have some fine dice of red chilli, serrano again, some scallions and coriander. Again guys, this is all done for you, you just have to put it together. Or avocado. Now I'll show you the easiest way to prep an avocado. So just come in from the side, be very careful guys, till you hit the stone, okay? Then just move the stone around the blade of your knife. Okay, and just as simple as that, it'll fall out. Now, just again, very carefully guys, just pull it out like that. Okay, now just push your thumbs between the skin and the meat of the avocado. Just move it around, just pop it out. Again, just put your thumb between the meat and the skin, and if you have a nice, just right avocado, it should just pop out in one piece. There we go, beautiful. Just cut it down in strips. 1, 2, 3 from the side. Some lovely chunks into your salad. 1, 2, 3 from the side. I want to zest our lime first, guys. Now, when we're zesting any citrus fruit, you just want to take off the very, very top layer of the skin. Now, that's because that's where all the oils, that's where all the flavour. So if you go too far into the pith, it gets very bitter. So just the very, very top layer of the fruit. Now, you get yourself a nice little microplane grater like this, which is super fine. Working your way around, taking all the skin off. Again, not going too deep. Little tap. So that is just the outer skin of the lime, okay? So you have all the oils, all the aromats, all the flavour. Carefully into your salad. Now, before we juice it, give it a good press down so that gets all the juices starting to loose up already. Cut in half. Now, it's a little chef's trick here. Just watch your eyes when you're doing this, but it gets every little bit of juice out of your lime or lemon or orange. So, fork in, and you're squeezing and twisting. You get every little bit of juice out of your fruit. So again, in, twist and squeeze. Black pepper, pinch of salt, okay, and then a good mix through. Now look at those colours. A little bit of heat from the chili again. Lovely citrus from the lime. Richness from the avocado. Into your little serving bowl. That really is a good portion for two. Okay, now look at that salad. It's not beautiful, not even just for the meal we're doing, but just add that to your repertoire of salads in the house. Beautiful rich avocado, a little bit of heat there, sweetness from the sweet corn, and of course those beautiful cactus. Okay, so that is our first side order. Okay guys, so steak resting, salad done. Now quickly all we have to do is finish our refried beans. So again, I've done most of the work for you guys. So in here we have our cooked black beans with some shallots, some garlic, some cumin, a little bit of chili and a little bit of coriander, okay? Doesn't look that appetizing right now, but just wait till you taste it. So all these into a little pot. Half your little herbs, your scallions and your coriander. Okay, now this is Northern Ireland, so they're definitely scallions and not spring onions. And then a little splash of water, okay? So that's just to loosen them up. So that's about a tablespoon and a half of water. Now, this is about 3/4 on the heat, so on a scale of 1 to 10, you're about 6 or 7. What we're doing is we're just moving it around, so we're almost folding it over on top of itself and then pushing down, okay? So you want to break those beans up a little bit and just keep it moving. You don't want to let it sit with the heat on in case it catches and burns. So just gently keep it moving. And if you feel it's a little bit dry, just add a little splash of water again. So obviously you can't smell this, but you will when you're cooking it, guys. So you just get lovely, lovely cumin and coriander aromas coming here. Absolutely beautiful. Just a couple of minutes. So you're doing a couple of minutes. Have a little taste. Make sure it's warm enough for you. Little minute yet. Now, a lovely little bit of heat coming through there. So, what we want to do, a little pinch of salt, again, natural flavour enhancer, and a little bit of black pepper, so you're getting a little bit of spice in there too. So this is what we're looking for there, okay? That sort of consistency. Okay, now, serving dish. So straight in. So we're going to top that with some queso. Now, how do you make this now? This is, you know, Little Miss Muffet and your curds and whey. This is actually cheese curd. So how I made this was full fat milk with lime juice, and the lime juice separates the curds from the whey, and you just basically skim the curds off with a little pinch of salt. So that's queso, the same way, it's exactly the same way ricotta cheese is made, or cottage cheese. So a little bit on top. This is also sensational, guys. If you have a wee bit of crispy bacon on top, amazing. So that's our refried beans with our queso cheese. Finished with our scallions and coriander. Now look at that. Our refried beans. Now on to our steak. When I was cooking the steak, guys, I did the little touch test, okay? Just like that. So you want to feel that little spring back, okay? So that would be just over rare, slightly medium rare. Now the easy way to tell that, okay, see between your thumb and your finger, just in there, that little tendon, that is exactly what you're feeling for your medium rare steak, okay? So if you want about half an inch, it starts to get a little bit firmer, so that's medium. Right at the ball of your hand, that's medium well, and right in the wrist where it's harder, that's well done. So this is the easiest and simplest way to tell, okay? Medium rare, that little tendon in there, perfect. Now, also when we're going to carve it, very important, you want to carve it against the grain. So if you can see the little grains of the meat going this way, okay? So we don't want to cut it in that way. If you cut it with the grain, it'll be tough and chewy. So you want to cut it perpendicular, okay, against the grain. So this way. Right, look at that, lovely. Beautiful beef. For to serve it. So this was 2 to 3 minutes either side. If you want it cooked a little bit more than that, just increase it by 1 minute, 1 minute and a half for medium, 2 minutes for medium well. Now look at that. So I'm going to finish it off with a little bit more of our chimichurri sauce, just along the top. Just by looking at that, you can imagine how good this is going to taste, okay? If you're parsley, oregano, a little bit of vinegar, garlic, your beautiful salad, your refried beans with queso cheese. Now, look at that. Pure South American food, based on our class, Festival de los Muertos, the Festival of the Dead. Amazing, guys. Okay? Okay guys, so we've been to Peru, we've been to Argentina, we've been to Chile, now we're going to Venezuela. Now this is a Venezuelan Quesillo tart, okay, so it's very much like our custard tart. It's a little tart baked with condensed milk, some vanilla, some eggs and some milk. Now, and it's just the perfect way to finish off this meal because we've a lot of strong flavours there, we've a lot of heat, we've a lot of protein with the steak, with the avocado, so this is quite sweet and just a super way to finish the dish. Now, all I'm going to do is serve this with a little bit of whipped cream, and because this is quite a sweet little flan, I'm just going to serve it with a little bit of cream with no sweetening on it. That's just pure whipped cream, okay, and then finish off with a little bit of Colombian icing sugar. there you have it, our Venezuelan Quesillo flan.